Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali.
Today the event we had, I was opening 2 classrooms. We had an issue specific to this school where the school population is extremely high, and we were waiting for the CDF funds, but I decided to build the classrooms as we wait for the CDF to complete the project. The congestion is at such a level, the recommendation is 1 teacher for every 50 students. We had gotten to a point where in every classroom we are approaching close to 200 students. And it's a common problem actually in Nairobi schools. I want to commend the president. The last time we were launching the kitchen in Ruai Kamulu, he allocated funds outside the CDF to construct more classrooms in Nairobi, because this need is actually really felt in Nairobi, in the urban areas rather than in the rural areas. We cannot expect the government to do everything. So there are some solutions we can solve ourselves as leaders. And the only way to do that is to partner. Nairobi, the urban areas, is what we can call brick slums, because someone can be starving in their own apartment and they have no one to help them. So with the foundation as well, we will start a feeding program, not only for schools, but also just for the community. Because there are people who, the children cannot even go to school because they don't have food. So there are a lot of problems we're trying to solve in partnership with the government, my role as an MP, and also with the foundation that we've launched. The area of Ruai has never had piped water. So to solve that, Athi Water there's a big investment in Athi Water in terms of connecting now the Ruai residents to piped water. And as I said before, I think that's a very good project, because even in terms of job creation for our youth, which is something we've always complained about, it will create a lot of jobs, and it's a long-term project that will take a minimum of 5 years. So it's something I'll make sure that it's done, so that we can now remove Ruai from feeling, Ruai and Kamulu especially, feeling like they are not part of Nairobi. Even the sewer system as well is one big project that is coming, and it has not existed on this side of Nairobi since independence, which is actually a shame, because this is part of Nairobi. What I want to say, I rarely criticize court judgments, because there's a process. And if people are aggrieved by that judgment, they can go and appeal that decision in the Court of Appeal. But as it stands, so long as the judgment from the High Court exists, then I would recommend that it is followed, because we have to abide by the judgment of the court. I have been a victim of court orders being violated. And for as long as court orders are violated, then we will never stop talking about impunity and the rule of law. So long as the court order stands, then it must be followed.
As we can see, the JSS Junior Secondary School that we've been talking about is more of a failed project, because you find that 1 teacher is trained to take at most 2 subjects or less. But you find that this teacher is taking at least 8 subjects, which means that they are taking 8 subjects or more, which is really too much for these trained teachers. And that can clearly tell you that the JSS Junior Secondary School has completely failed. Number 2, for junior secondary schools to succeed, we must have laboratories, because now we are teaching sciences in primary school at the junior secondary school level. We must have laboratories, but we don't have these laboratories in our primary schools. So the government should have actually prepared sufficiently before enrolling this junior secondary school, because we are using our students, our children, as control experiment. Soon, some may start giving up in schools, because there is no quality education, there is no proper infrastructure, and even these teachers have not been paid up to date. So there is no also motivation. So I really want to congratulate the judiciary, the judges who made that decision. That decision is a reflection of what the common Mwananchi was thinking about, because there is no need of us wasting more money on something which is unconstitutional. It is not enshrined in the Constitution, it is not envisaged in the Constitution, and therefore there is no need of wasting taxpayers' money on something that is not watertight to justify any conviction. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Therefore, I'm in support of the judiciary and the judges, and you can see how Mwananchi are so happy. And at least we will be talking about this during the Sabasaba when we'll be holding our maandamanos. As usual, I will advise the government to buy more tear gas. I know they want to waste money on the tear gas section. Buy more tear gas. We've bought rubber shoes. We've bought helmets. We are ready and prepared for you. Tibim, the Constitution is supreme. It is at the apex. Whoever goes against the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution, becomes repugnant and inconsistent to the natural laws and justice. So it's not above the law.
What I'll say about the CAA's position and the court ruling is that as a legal scholar and a lawyer, I'll really say that that was a commendable ruling, because we are a country governed by the rule of law. And when we are governed by the rule of law, I really urge our government to really obey the decision of the court. It is a well-reasoned judgment, and given the fact that they went to the root of our 2020 Constitution on the thoughts of the framers of our Constitution, that they did not envisage to have the position of caste as assistant ministers, because those are the same position of assistant ministers that existed before 2010. Then Kenyans, through referendum, they made a decision that we only want a trimmed cabinet position to 22 only. So I will say that let our government, let our president, and we as members of parliament urge them to obey the decision of the court. And even those ones who are saying that they want to appeal against it, I will say that Kenya is big. Let's look for other positions and other duties to do. Let's not stick something that we know very well that given the Constitution, which is a supreme law, it's against the Constitution. We'll be pushing so hard so that in the future, people may think that a Constitution is a document that you can interpret the way it suits your needs.